Good morning, students. We have started the unit number 1, reading skills. We have discussed definition, importance, and techniques of reading so far. Now, the last concept of the first unit, that is reading strategies. What are the various strategies of reading? So, in this lecture, in this video, we will be discussing various strategies of reading. The first strategy of reading is previewing. So previewing is nothing but learning about a text before really reading it. Before really reading a text, learning about it is what is called previewing. It is one of the major strategies. It tells us how the text is organized. It tells us how the text is organized, how the text is formed, and in what form or in what genre the text is written. And it is introducing the material. It is introductory part of a material. It is through skimming. So strategies. Previewing is an important strategy. Before really reading a text, or before really reading about a theory, or before reading really about a book, we need to have a specific understanding about it. For example, if you are reading about a novel, then you must be aware of what a novel is. So, how many characters a novel consists of. And when it comes to drama, drama is in the form of scenes. For example, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, how many characters are introduced in scene 1. So, your drama format is different, whereas novel format is different. And we have short story again, that format is different. So that is the reason why before reading any text, you need to have a basic understanding about it. And if you have a basic understanding about the text, then you will go through the text easily. So skimming, in this context, skimming will be very useful for us. For example, before reading the text, Indian Constitution written by somebody, a great person. So here, before reading a book, Indian Constitution, you must be aware of what is an article, or what is a schedule, or the history behind forming this Indian Constitution, the effort that was made before writing Indian Constitution. So if you know all these historical facts, I'm sure you will be able to understand Indian Constitution in an effective manner. That is what is called previewing. So you need to have pre-understanding before reading the text actually. The second strategy of reading is what is called contextualization. Here means when you read a text, you have to place the text in your imagination. It means in a practical way. So in historical, for example, if you are reading a text, you have to place the text in its historical, geographical, cultural, and political, or economical, or social context. Then automatically you will be able to understand. This is one of the most important strategies of reading, because you place the text in various contexts. You look the text from social perspective, you look the text from economical perspective, you look the text from historical perspective, biographical, biological, biographical, cultural, in various and geographical. In various contexts, you look the text or you read the text. So when you place the text from different perspectives, automatically you have better understanding. You will be able to judge the text in an effective manner. So that is the reason why contextualization is a very important reading strategy. And in contextualization, your experience also matters. For example, if you are reading about a place, and if you have already gone there, you will be able to understand in a better manner, because your experience will help us in better understanding. And reading critically to contextualize. So critical reading also very important, and contextualization of a text is more important. Recognizing the text in various aspects, in various contexts, that is also more important. So you need to understand the text. You need to place the text from different perspectives for effective understanding. The third strategy of reading is questioning and answering. questioning to understand, and questioning to remember. When you come across a text, or when you read a text, you have to question it. That rationality, that rational understanding, rational approach towards the text. So asking questions about the text, or the rational approach towards the text, will make you to understand the text in an effective manner, or will make you to remember the text for a longer period of time, and will make you to analyze the text in a logical manner. So that's the reason why asking questions, or questioning to remember the text, or questioning to understand, or to questioning to analyze the text. The fourth important reading strategy is reflecting on challenges to your beliefs and values. Some of the texts might challenge your beliefs. Some of the paragraphs, or some of the lines, some of the words, or some of the texts, some of the books may be against to your values, to your beliefs, against your values, against your beliefs, maybe. So how you are controlling yourself, how you come across, how you take that challenge, that is more important. So that some of the texts might challenge your beliefs. They may be against your interpretation. They may be against your value. They may be against your morals. But how you understand, how you analyze them in a logical manner. So that's what very important. So how you understand, how your stand is in a current issues, in a political issues. So maybe different. So here, maybe unconsciously people generally, for example, it is unconscious mind, because of our atmosphere in which we are grown up. So that automatically, that unconscious mind does not accept the new values, or that does not accept the new systems, or new thoughts, or new words, maybe new values. That's what maybe against it. So how you overcome that? So how, if the text challenges your belief, how you overcome it? How you look at it? That is also more important in reading strategies. And the fifth one is outlining and summarizing. Here, identifying the main ideas. After reading a text, you will come across different parts of the text. A text consists of generally four ideas. The first idea is a main idea. The second idea is subordinate idea, relative idea. The third one is example or instance. And the fourth one is what is unrelated idea. So after reading a text, after completion of reading a text, you will be able to understand what main idea is in the text, and what the unrelated idea in the text, and what is an example, or what is an unrelated idea in the text given. Here, I cannot say that all the texts consist of these four ideas. Some texts only may consist of main idea and subordinate idea. It is mean supporting idea. Some texts might consist of all these four. Some texts only may consist of main idea and example only. So depends on the text. So after completion of reading a text or a book, you will be able to identify the main idea in the text and subordinate idea in the text, or unrelated idea, or the example of the text. Here, an example is given for this. Unlike John, my friend Samuel enjoys going school. One of the sentences. Regular attendance is important for the development of knowledge is another sentence. Example, we not only learn from the teachers, but also we learn from the nature and friends. That's the example. The fourth one, my brother is a good joker. So there are four sentences here. Unlike my friend Johnson, Samuel enjoys going school. One sentence. A regular attendance is important for the development of knowledge is another sentence. Example, we not only learn from the teachers, but also we learn from friends and the nature. And the fourth one, my brother is a good joker. So here four sentences are given. In the four sentences, what is the main idea in these four sentences? So the main idea is regular attendance is important for the development of knowledge is the main idea in the text. And unlike my friend Samuel or unlike my friend John, Samuel enjoys going school. That is a related idea, supported idea. Example is already given. We not only learn from the teachers but also we learn from nature and friends. That is example. The fourth one is my friend is a good joker. It is nowhere related to the main idea. That is why it is called unrelated idea. So this is how generally text consists of. I cannot say all the text consists of these four, but maybe main idea, subordinate idea, some text main idea example, some text all these four. Depends on the text. The last strategy, the sixth strategy of reading is evaluating argument. It means testing the logic of a text as well as the credibility of the text and the emotional impact of the text on human beings. So evaluating argument is another important strategy. It means when you read a text, you have to test it through logic, whether it is logically correct or whether the text is logical or illogical, and what is the credibility of the text, the supporting citations or the supporting information is required to prove the text. So that's why credibility of the text is important, the emotional impact of the text. So when you read certain novels, you become emotional, you cry, you may laugh. So the text also, it controls our emotions. So that's why, the emotional impact of the text, the credibility of the text, and the logic of the text, these three are important in this sixth category. And here 2 points are important: claim and support. So when you analyze a text or when you judge a text, 2 points to be considered. First one is claim. Claim in the sense an idea, an opinion, a judgment, a point of view. For example, you have a different opinions about India, or you have different opinion about America, or you have different opinion about Europe countries. Some other person has different understanding. It means a person's idea, a person's opinion, a person's judgment, a person's point of view is what is called claim. And support means it includes reason. Support, the second category to judge a text is what another support. Support in the sense, support is to prove the text, to prove the main idea of a text. It includes reason, it has shared beliefs, it has assumptions, it has values, it has hypothesis, it has scope, it has authority, it has statistics, it has economics. So this is what is called support. So if you want to prove a text, you need to have support from all. You need support of all these, like values, statistics, authorities, mathematical principles, the numerical figures, in order to prove the text. So that's why claim and support both are different factors. So in order to judge a text, both may be important, but you need to understand what should be considered. That's why evaluating argument is another important reading strategy. The last category, the last strategy of reading is comparing and contrasting related meanings of a text. Generally, some of the text some of the text are similar to the other texts. Some text might be against other texts. So comparing the text and contrasting the texts. For example, Indian literature, Indian novels can be compared with the novels of Africa, because oppression and suppression. So they also faced oppression and suppression. India in its colonial period also went through oppression. So in that view, that literature can be compared. Maybe Western feminism or Western understanding or Western psychoanalysis may be different from Indian psychoanalysis. Indian psychology may be different from Western psychology in terms of its culture, in terms of its practicality, in terms of its thinking, in terms of its understanding, in terms of its deriving meanings, in terms of culture, in terms of food. So that's what maybe contrasting and comparing. So you can compare texts You can also contrast text. So these are all 7 strategies that are more important for better understanding, for better reading. Thank you.